Hi, I'm Ben. I'm here to learn English.
And I'm Emma. I'm here to help.
Let's learn together.
Let's learn together. Hey everyone, welcome back to English Chat with Emma and Ben, the podcast where we help you speak better English and get ready for the IELTS speaking test.
That's right. Every week we take one IELTS topic and turn it into a real conversation, so you can hear how natural answers sound and pick up some great vocabulary along the way.
Today's topic is one that's everywhere, on your phone, on TV, even on buses.
Yep, we're talking about advertisements. Love them or hate them, they're a big part of our lives. And the IELTS exam loves to ask about them.
So let's dive in. We'll start with some Part 1 questions, the easy, personal ones, then move on to Part 2, where I'll give a sample long answer, and finally, Part 3, where we'll go deeper and discuss advertising and society.
Okay, Emma, here's a common IELTS Part 1 question. Do you like advertisements?
Not really. I find most ads a bit annoying, especially when they interrupt a YouTube video. But at the same time, I think some advertisements are quite creative. For example, I remember one Coca-Cola ad that showed people sharing happiness. It was heartwarming.
Nice. You balanced your opinion. You didn't just say, no, I hate them. You explained why and gave an example.
Exactly. In IELTS, you always want to extend your answer a little. What about you, Ben?
I'd say I have a love-hate relationship with ads. I enjoy watching funny or clever commercials, but I can't stand the ones that exaggerate too much. Like when a shampoo ad claims it'll change your life. Come on, it's just shampoo.
That's a great point. Exaggeration is really common in ads. You could use that word in your answers, too. Most advertisements exaggerate the truth to attract customers.
Here's another question. Where do you usually see or hear advertisements?
Oh, everywhere. Online, on social media, Instagram, YouTube, even when I'm scrolling through news websites. Sometimes they pop up in the middle of my favorite podcasts, too.
Yeah, same here. And I'd add that outdoor advertising is still common, like billboards and bus stops. If I were answering in IELTS, I might say I mostly come across ads online, but I also notice them on public transport or in shopping centers.
Perfect. That's clear and natural.
Okay, next one. Have you ever bought something because of an advertisement?
Oh, yes, definitely. Last year, I bought a pair of shoes because the ad said they were made from recycled plastic and eco-friendly. I liked the idea, and to be honest, the model wearing them looked super stylish.
See, that's another thing examiners love when you add personal stories. You could say, I once bought a product after seeing an ad that made it look practical and environmentally friendly. It sounds real.
And it's natural to admit that ads influence us, right?
Absolutely. Even when we think they don't, they usually do.
All right, time for Part 2, the long answer. Here's the question. Describe an advertisement that you remember well. You should say what it was about, where you saw it, what it was like, and explain why you remember it so well.
Go for it, Emma.
Okay, so the advertisement I remember best is one for Apple's iPhone that I saw a few years ago on YouTube. The ad showed people from different countries using their phones to take photos of nature, family moments, and special memories. The background music was really emotional, and the slogan was, "Shot on iPhone." I remember it because it was simple but powerful. It didn't just talk about the phone's features, it told a story about creativity and connection. I actually felt inspired to take more photos myself. I think it's a great example of how an advertisement can make people feel something, not just sell something.
That's brilliant. Clear structure, great vocabulary like emotional, slogan, powerful, and inspired.
Thanks. And notice how I gave details and feelings. That's what gets you a higher band score.
Exactly. Let me give another sample. I remember a funny ad for an insurance company. It showed a man trying to impress his date by pretending he had a fancy car, but he ends up crashing it. The slogan was something like, "You can't plan everything, but you can plan your insurance." It was clever and made me laugh, so it stuck in my mind.
That's a great one, too. Humor is a great hook in advertising, and it works well in IELTS answers because it shows you can describe situations naturally.
Now for part 3, deeper questions. These test your ability to talk about ideas, not just personal experiences. Here's one. How do advertisements influence what people buy?
I'd say they influence us in both direct and indirect ways. Directly, they make us aware of new products. Indirectly, they shape our desires. For example, ads often show a perfect lifestyle, which makes people think, if I buy that, I'll be happier or cooler.
Yeah, that's a strong point. You could also mention emotional appeal, like ads that use family, friendship, or success to connect with viewers. That's a great phrase, emotional appeal.
Right. And advertisers use techniques like celebrity endorsement when famous people promote a product. For instance, if your favorite footballer uses a certain brand of shoes, you might want to buy them too.
Exactly. Let's move to another one. Do you think advertising can ever be harmful?
Definitely. Some ads give false information or create unrealistic beauty standards, especially for young people. I think that can damage self-esteem. Also, advertising encourages overconsumption. People buy things they don't really need.
Great points. I'd add that targeted advertising online can feel invasive, like when you talk about something and then suddenly see an ad for it on Instagram. It makes you feel like your privacy is being tracked.
Oh, yes, that's so true. And that's a nice advanced phrase, invasive advertising or privacy concerns.
Next one. Should there be rules about advertising?
For sure, governments should regulate ads, especially those aimed at children or promoting unhealthy products like junk food or cigarettes. In some countries, they already ban tobacco ads completely.
That's a good example. Always try to give one. You could also say, I believe there should be stricter regulations to ensure ads are truthful and socially responsible.
Perfect IELTS phrase there. Socially responsible.
All right, one more. What kinds of advertisements do you think will be popular in the future?
Probably interactive or AI-based ads, like personalized videos made just for you. Maybe ads will be less about selling and more about experiences.
Yeah, and maybe eco-friendly ads too, since sustainability is such a trend. Companies will try to show that they care about the environment.
That's a great prediction. And it's another tip for IELTS. When you get a future question, use phrases like, I expect that, it's likely that, or I believe in the future.
Well, that was a fun one. I didn't realize how much we could say about advertisements.
I know, and it's such a practical topic. Everyone has an opinion about ads, so it's perfect for IELTS practice.
Remember, listeners, focus on expressing your ideas clearly, using examples, and showing a range of vocabulary.
And don't worry about sounding perfect. Just sound natural and confident.
That's all for today's episode of English Chat with Emma and Ben.
Thanks for tuning in, and if you found this helpful, share it with your friends preparing for IELTS.
See you next time.